It's been a while since I've done a live stream, so figured I might as well do one. I said a while back that I'd do one on my HSK layout, and haven't got to it yet. Just not getting to it. Um, Live chat is on, surprisingly. A lot of the live streams I did, live chat was not on. Um, so yeah, this is my HSK layout. It is very roughly based off of the Saluda grade in North Carolina. It runs from Inman, South Carolina to Hendersonville, North Carolina. So it's just based on it because you can tell that it's really not that realistic. You can kind of see Saluda over here in the corner. This over here is supposed to represent Melrose, which is the beginning of the actual grade, the steepest part. So, yeah. I have a 16 car long freight train, a GATX SD40-2 leading with a Norfolk Southern GP60 trailing. Ran a good bit. It runs pretty good, surprisingly, especially on these Bachmann easy track curves. But I will move the camera throughout the live just so you can get kind of different views. I'll put it over that way at one point and then over here around the Saluda area. And yes, I do plan at some point on running the big boy in the live stream. Actually, I have to make a coupler extension for it because of how big the tender and everything is. So, we also picked this up at the Spartanburg train station not too long ago. Pretty old, the box is beat up, but it runs and the light flashes on the top of the roof. It's a pretty big engine. When we went to Dallas, Texas, we actually got to see a real one up close beside UP 4018. But we specifically went to Dallas to see 4014 in Fort Worth. Surprisingly, it wasn't too bad with the crowd. I managed to get on the news in Dallas as well. Another thing we will be running in the live is this custom-made Great Smoky Mountain Railroad 1702. Made it a while back, last year, when I actually seen the real thing running. So, pretty neat to have an HSKL version of it on my layout. We will switch the power out in a minute for something else. Probably not on this train. I'll probably take this train off, but I do have an intermodal set that I will run. Actually, I have two. But only one of them, the couplers stay on. This one I can't run. I had to hot glue the coupler thing on and it popped back off. So, So I actually am going to switch the power now. I'm going to keep the same train. I'm just going to take the lead locomotive off. I got this unit for my birthday this year. These are the Bachmann NS Heritage units. They're discontinued. I actually had the New York Central at one point, but I ended up trading it in for something else. Wish I wouldn't have done that, because I didn't realize they were going to be discontinued not long later. So I'm glad I managed to get another one back. I originally had 1066, the New York Central Heritage unit. That was the one that I traded in. I'm going to move you guys just a little bit so that I can access the area where my control and everything is easier. It's kind of hard to get to it with the tripod in the way, so we're just gonna shift it some right over here. So guys, if you notice the milepost sign there in the background and the whistle sign, I actually got those from Spartanburg. The milepost sign is an old Southern Railroad sign. For what my friend said, it's around the Gainesville, Georgia area. I think so. But yeah, most of the stuff I find along the railroad tracks that are abandoned where I walk them, usually I actually get, if there's any small things laying around that's interesting, I'll get them. Because if you guys notice, you can see all the insulators I have in the background. I just recently found the 2 blue ones near the milepost sign. Don't worry guys, we will, and I promise we will run the big boy before the end of the live. Honestly, that's the engine I'm most excited for. Because honestly, I don't run it as much as I used to. Used to run it a lot. Pretty much about the only thing I did run. Until I had to make the coupler extension. It worked really good. But then it's got back to where it derails again. The tender specifically. Just a few of the wheels. I'm not sure what's causing it now. But it's not wanting to run as good as it used to. So that's a little bit sad. But I will be running it for the live stream. Another engine I will be running is my HO Scale CSX 1776 Veterans unit. Actually, I haven't ran it in a good little while, so might as well run it today while we're doing something a little bit special. ES-44 pulls it like nothing. I'm gonna move you guys to a new location now. We'll kind of get right here. That should be perfect. So you guys will notice I do kind of have like a lot of random stuff laying around. Most people just kind of say it's junk. But I actually found these. You can see a bigger one right over there in front of the whistle sign. I actually found this one and this one. Wait, no. I found this one and then the one over here up around the Lake Summit area. We walked across the abandoned trestle and somebody had busted the signal lights out. And just happened a lot of these little shards were just laying on the ground, so Also, if you guys can see, there are two big U-bolts in the background. Those also came from the signals where somebody had stole a piece of the signal. So, those are a pretty neat find. And then this light bulb actually is from the one of the locomotives that Mr. Beast ran through a brick wall. Originally GSMR 711. He painted it into the GTA 5 scheme and then ran it through a brick wall behind GSMR 777. And just by chance, there was a light bulb. So that was a lucky find. Now, the locomotive is, 711 is still there, but it's on its side and the cab is warped and stuff. So it's kind of sad that he ran it through a brick wall, because my first time ever to the Great Smoky Mountain Railroad, 711 ran the excursion. And, well, here we are now. It's on its side in a field. Allegedly, it was sold back to GSMR, and now it's just on display, but I don't know how true that is. Now, I will go ahead and say we're going to take the Monongahela off, because for some reason, it's got to where the front truck will derail a lot, no matter what I'm running it on. So, yeah, this is a beautiful unit. Runs good, runs well. Probably one of my favorite units that I have, honestly. I don't run it too much, but to be honest, I'm not sure what to run now. Here, why don't we run a little bit of steam? I have a 2662 Bachmann Spectrum. It's like a CNO. I don't run it much, so I figure I might as well run it a little bit. We're gonna take the GP60 off for this. One thing I don't really like that much about the Bachmann Spectrum engines is they're kind of, specifically the steam engines, when you go to put the tender on, it's really hard. And two, the 1702 that I made was a Bachmann Spectrum, B&O, fairly old. And just by chance, one day I was taking the wires out of the bottom of the cab, and they broke. So that's one thing that I don't really like about the Bachmann Spectrums, is you have to worry about breaking the wires. But this is a beautiful little engine. Well, not so little, actually. It's almost the size of the Challenger. The Union Pacific Challenger is a 4664, and this is a 4662, so it's not much smaller than the Challenger itself. I will say, though, the bigger the engine, the harder it is to get them on the rails, all the wheels. So this should pull it like nothing. I've pulled fairly large trains with this locomotive before. I think it's coupled up. Yeah. Almost struggled there a little bit. We'll bring it around and we'll throw a caboose on the back. And just to let you guys know, the live chat is on. So if you guys want to say anything, just comment it in the live chat and I'll see it. One thing I don't like about these kind of couplers is they're really hard to uncouple from each other. So it's almost like you feel like you're going to break it when you're uncoupling it. So we have a chassis system caboose. I got some more. I'll be right back. Okay, I only found one other one, and it's this older style Santa Fe caboose. I do have one more over here that has that same kind of coupler. It's a U.S. Army caboose. It's pretty neat. Well, I'll do all three cabooses. We'll run the U.S. Army one first. And to correction, that is not a C&O. That is a W&LE railroad. Oh, that's not good. If you notice the if you guys notice the kind of very, very crappy custom painted Southern car, the black one there, that's a conversion car that I made. So it's got the Katy couplers and then the, not sure what kind of couplers those other ones are called that I said were kind of complicated. But I have a few conversion cars. I have a BN caboose, just like the one back there. Not caboose, box car. It's a conversion car. Originally had it in the place of the Southern one, but it kept uncoupling, so I took it off and switched it out for the Southern one. I also have a Amtrak box car, which you guys will be seeing very, very soon later in this video because I have an Amtrak set. And I just recently got a P40, in phase 3. And then I also have a Christmas car that I use for specifically passenger service. Because I do have a few passenger cars, not a lot, just a few. Because a lot of them, the couplers ended up breaking off. You can see like this one here. So like the ones like this, I kind of just stick on the back of the train. But I have 3 that I always run. It's a baggage car and then 2 passenger cars. And I also have some Union Pacific ones, 2 of them. I had more, but the trucks ended up coming off of them, and I'm not sure what happened to them. So that's a little sad because I do have 2 Union Pacific engines that could be used for excursions. I also have a UP-8 standard cab. I may run it some later in the video. We're at 18 minutes, so the live stream is going to go on for an hour. So we're going to get to run a good few things in this video. To be honest, I may run 4014 in this video. Wait. I screwed up. I actually meant to say that I'll probably run 4014 on this train, the 16-car freight train. Now, what's one cool little thing about these little Bachmann Spectrum engines? I'm going to stop it right here where you guys can kind of see the front. It's kind of hard to see, but you can see the bell right here. And it actually, like, moves up and down. Like does little ringing motion. I'll show you guys when I take this one off. My 4014 does the exact same thing, and it actually has the ringer inside of the bell, which I have another engine that has that. I have a 2882, but sadly, it couldn't get fixed to where it would run again, so I ended up turning it into a dummy engine. But it still rolls pretty good, especially behind this engine. It's pretty darn cool to see 2 big steam engines on one train. So, now to you guys, I will be redoing the layout at some point. And I mean the entire layout. I'm also extending it by another 4 feet. So, stay tuned for that. It's going to be pretty darn fun to do. So, yeah. Stay on the lookout for that video. I have a special guest who decided to join us. Some of you guys may know him from a while back on the channel as Smokey the Rail Fanning Dog. He hasn't made a video appearance in a long time. But he also hasn't been back to Spartanburg in a while. Neither have I. I'm really sorry that uploading has been very slow, guys. My phone's been low on storage. Like, in all seriousness, it's low on storage. And two, I just haven't went to Spartanburg as much as I used to. But I can confirm, you guys, I will be getting as many videos up as I can. They're probably just going to be late. But I will have lots of videos coming soon, specifically of the trip to Dallas. And I completely forgot to re-upload the Tweetsie Railroad video. So I got to get all my pictures and videos back from that day. But trust me, guys, I will more than 100% be re-uploading that video. Speaking of Tweetsie Railroad, so for those of you guys who did get to see the Tweetsie Railroad video before it was taken down at Heritage Weekend, I had the absolutely awesome opportunity to go up in the cab of Tweetsie Railroad number 12, or ET&W NC number 12. But it's going in for work as they found thin spots in the boiler. No, not boiler, firebox. But they were actually letting people go up in the cab for free. You could go in as many times as you wanted. And finally, once the lines kind of slowed down, I just kind of kept going back because it was so awesome. I managed to get 3 pieces of coal. I'm not sure which is which. I'm pretty sure this one was one that was on the side of the tracks that somebody got for me. But these 2 are the most special ones. One of these is from Tweetsie Railroad 190, which is a 282, I think, Baldwin S2 class steam locomotive, built in 1943 for the U.S. Army. Went to Alaska, served some there. Then with its sister 192, they went to the Yukon and White Pass Railroad, where they served for a good while. And then they finally came to Tweetsie Railroad in Dollywood. And then the other one of these pieces of coal is from number 12 herself. So it looks just like coal. It's no different than regular coal, but it's just it's something pretty cool to have, knowing that it's straight out of a steam locomotive. Also got this spike from their gift shop that they've redone. They pulled it up and then redone it. Looks pretty cool. It has the Tweetsie Railroad logo kind of thing. So I figured I should display it on the layout with all of my other stuff. Also, if you guys didn't notice, I've modeled a car crash here. I may put that on the new layout when I redo it. Probably not. Just like the burning factory you guys can see over there. I did that a while back. Matter of fact, I actually have one of the Hess truck miniature fire trucks here that is displayed where the fire is. It's got some lights on it. Can't really see them in the video, but I'll turn them on just for the live. But toward the end of the video, I will do more of like a layout tour. I'll take my camera off the tripod and walk around and show the layout. So be ready for that. Also have this J class that I got a while back. It's a dummy now, specifically because when we got it and tried to run it, it started smoking. And it doesn't I don't think it has a smoke unit in it, but it just started smoking, so we decided that it's pretty much a lost cause. And two, the wheel shaft kind of thing's cracked. You can pull out certain wheels, just pop them off like this. So, actually, if it'll focus, you can actually see the crack right there where it cracked. So, we'll switch out the caboose now. We'll run the Santa Fe caboose. We'll do chassis last, and then we'll switch out the power again. I'll probably put a loaded coal train on, or either loaded ballast. Maybe loaded ballast, because I haven't done a ballast train in a pretty long time. So, you ready for that? This is the ballast that I use. Now, it's also the kind of coal I use. It just says, I can't remember what it said. I said it somewhere. I'll be right back, guys. And then I'll put the caboose on. Alright, guys, I'm not sure where I sat the coal at, but we will slide the Santa Fe caboose on the back of this train right now. Now, guys, another pretty cool piece of railroad history I have that I can't display on my layout because of how big it is this. It may not look that special, but the Southern Railway caboose at Spartanburg, X3115, was remodeled. It was originally a box car and then got turned into a caboose in 1947. And just by chance, this is the piece that would keep rain from coming in around the smokestack on the top. And I ended up getting it for $20, which is pretty darn cool. They just had it for sale. You can see there's a lot of writing on it. It's a pretty heavy piece too. But now, eventually, I am going to be moving my layout to a different area. Once I get into that area, the whistle sign over here will be displayed up on the wall. I plan on getting some more signs at some point. I'm not sure when, but I do 100% plan on getting some more. So that's another thing coming up. Alright, you guys, we got one more caboose. I'm going to go ahead and pop this Santa Fe caboose off the rear of the train. I'll be running this one here next. A pretty cool thing I got is actually this. This is my first ever model train. I still have all the pieces to it, just some of them are a little bit messed up. Because when I first got my first model train, I was probably, say, I was about 5 or 6. So I just kind of like pushed it around. I didn't want to run it or anything. But surprisingly, it actually still runs really smooth. And I happen to get this shell from Spartanburg. And it's currently on the John Deere chassis. So I may run either this one or the John Deere unit in a few minutes. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to run. Because I've already promised a few engines that we will run. 1776, the Centennial, and the Amtrak, and then my custom 1702. Also have I actually have 3 Southern units. One's an E8, and then the other 2 were F3s, F3A and F3B set. I may run those in a minute. Now, if you guys didn't already know, I managed to get the lucky chance to ride in the cab of Southern Railway 6900, which is a EMD E8 built in 1951, I think. And it was actually in a famous head-on collision that happened in Alabama, where it was rebuilt and then put back into mainline service. Up at the North Carolina Transportation Museum, I actually got to ride in the cab, which was pretty darn cool. Got to blow the horn and everything. So, if you guys are ever up around Spencer, North Carolina, go check out the North Carolina Transportation Museum. It's pretty darn cool. $20 and you get to ride in the cab. You can take videos up in the cab and blow the horn and everything. And so far, both time I've been, the head engineer, Lane, was actually on him. He's a pretty cool dude. Now, another custom thing I made was this here little Southern Railway scale car. I just took a truck from a car of some sorts and then just kind of used a little bit of cardboard, old handrail, and then this is how it came out. And it actually stays on, surprisingly. It doesn't come off the rails or anything. I'll actually slip it onto the back of this train for its final run right now. As soon as this completes a few more laps, I'm gonna switch it out. Because we are kind of running out of time, so I don't have too much longer left. So now the scale car is on the back. Not sure what we should run next. I'm either going to run the big boy, just to get that over with because of how hard it is to get on, or something else. Yeah, my cousin actually got that for me. He has one too. He had them made, and I decided to display mine on the layout. And then the little things that you see in front of it also say shoestring on them. One's a keychain, and one's like the thing you set your cup on, a coaster. We're going to speed it up a little bit just so that we can get on to running the other trains. Like I said, I was going to run this way. So see, guys, this is what I mean. You have to unhook these from under the cab, and all you can do, you just gotta kind of pull the wires. And it's kind of scary to do it because you're worried about the wires breaking. Because when they break, yeah, that engine is pretty much a lost cause at that point. But here's what I mean by how the bell does. You guys can see how it moves up and down a little bit. That's the cool part about the Bachmann engines like this. I'm going to set it back right there while I get everything ready for it to go back in the box. I think we'll run 4014 now, honestly. I already have this train on the rails, which is the one I was planning on running 4014 with, so might as well run it. Now, it will take a little bit longer because I actually have to use these very tiny pliers to get the coupler extension on, so. Now, to you guys, I promise if I don't get all of the ones I promised to run in this video, I will do another live, more than definitely. So, not sure when it will be though. So the big boy that I have is the Broadway Limited. Imports all die cast 4014. It is a pretty darn heavy engine, but it's really fun to run. Let me get it off for a second just so you guys can see it. Here it is. 4014 herself. It's got full cab interior. But yeah, here's what I was talking about with the bell. You can kind of see it has the ringer on the inside. So yeah, that's pretty cool. It smokes too. The smoke doesn't work that good, but it works. So it's gonna take me a minute to get it on because it's kind of hard to. But don't worry, it will run, trust me. Gotta get it on the rails first. Wait, hold on, guys. I was wrong. The wheels that I was talking about were derailing, or some of the drive wheels. That is a little bit annoying when it does that, just because of really just how big it is. It's kind of hard to get everything back on, but the coupler extension is just made with a little bit of a small piece of a paper clip that I bent into shape, and it works pretty darn good. Just gotta put it on right, because if it don't go on right, it won't stay on for long. One thing though, the foot plate and then the wires always get in my way of putting it on, so and these wires need to move out of my way. Well, I have it on, but now I gotta grab it back by the pliers, and it's probably, nope. That's the one issue with having to make a coupler extension for it. It doesn't work good. It honestly kind of just makes it suck even worse. But this is personally one of my absolute favorites HO scale locomotives. Absolutely love running this engine when I can get it to run. It's not really wanting to do. Main thing is the foot plate is in my way, so I can't really get to the darn coupling thing. So if we don't get to run it today, guys, I will run it another day, and I'll put it on before I start live just so that I'll have more time. The scary part about doing this is you got to worry about scratching up the unit herself, since it's all metal. But I will say, it's not looking too good today. I may not be running it. As much as I hate to say that, it may not run today. specifically just because I can't get anything to, it won't couple up correctly for some reason. I'm not sure why it's not coupling correctly. There we go. Now the real tricky part is getting it on this piece. Oh man, I had it over it. Okay, it's on, guys. Hallelujah. We can finally run the big boy. Oh, I just gotta push this wheel into place right fast. That's another thing about this engine is it has so many wheels on the tender that just makes it harder to do. We are at 40 minutes. I probably won't get to all of my engines today. I'm so sorry, but I will more than definitely be doing another live on this. Kind of have a little bit of a limited time today, but get it on the move. Now, if you guys do notice, they will go a little bit slower on that straight because that's uphill, while this one is downhill. Now, you can finally start to see the smoke some. It has to run a little bit before it actually starts coming out good. You guys are going to move a little bit. I'm shortening the legs on my tripod just so that you guys can get a little bit of a better view of everything, just because it's a little bit lower. Alright, you guys, now we're going to switch it out for the ballast training that I said. We have a little less than 10 minutes left. I may go a little bit over just to show a few things, but, sorry that I didn't get no passenger train in like I wanted to in this live stream, but I will more than definitely next time, because the next live I'll do it a little bit longer so that I can get more engines in the live than what I did this time. I think I will run the DA40X next, just to get the two biggest engines in, 100%. And then I'll try to run the 1776 after the DD40. We still have enough time to do a few things. Now, one thing, guys, if you do ever get an engine with a smoke unit, especially like this big boy that's brass or die-cast metal, be careful, because they do get, where the smoke unit is, gets very hot, and when you touch it, you can really feel the heat. So, if you guys ever get one of the smoke units in an engine, especially if it's metal, be very careful. We are going to switch out the train now for the loaded ballast train. I'm not going to run it loaded with the DD40, because the DD40 does run like really rough. So I want to make sure that it doesn't get messed up or derail, because I can confirm if this ballast train derails, it is not going to be pretty, because that would be a lot of small pieces of rock to clean up. So alright, guys, this is in real life the world's largest diesel engine. It has two 16 cylinders. On the real ones you can actually see you have one here and then one here, hence the gap, and then the dual exhaust. So yeah, I've been up close to one of these. They are absolutely massive. It's pretty cool. This one, the little light on top actually flashes. Guys can see it there. These guys, this is what I mean by it runs rough. It just gets stuck, and then you have to help it out a little bit sometimes. But other than that, it runs really good. So when 1776 goes on, we will do a loaded ballast train. And we had a derail. Maybe I shouldn't kick my tripod. Where are you barking at? Smokey, there's nobody to bark at. Smokey. Be quiet. You're just hearing yourself. I have my live stream playing in my bedroom, and he can hear himself, so he's barking at himself. There is nobody here. Smokey. I'll be right back, guys. Alright guys, I'm back. That's the one problem with dachshunds. They bark a lot. Anything that moves or makes any sound, they will bark at. Alright guys, 2 more cars and then the coal train's complete. Alrighty, now we will run this a few laps and then I will put 70 and 76 on. Alright guys, I have to put something under the rail right here to lift it up or it's just going to keep derailing, so it's always the front truck. It shouldn't derail now. So yeah, guys, even though it's an old engine, it actually runs really good. So actually, while it's running, guys, I will give you guys the layout tour. So yeah, this is my layout. It is strictly based off of the Saluda grade in North Carolina. I have a few things displayed along the layout, and yeah, this is pretty much it. Over here is that burning factory. Now, I originally cut a hole in the bottom of this thing to where I could dump the coal through it, but I can't really do that much anymore, so yeah. But there's the fire truck I was telling you guys about, and the U-bolts. See, those are the insulators I was telling you guys about. Also have a few little army people up here hanging out around the tornado siren I made and this old light. Yeah, guys, this is pretty much my layout. I have 2 derailed locomotives. This one still rolls. I sometimes do a derailment train and put it on it. Also have a military base here with a little Sherman tank. And then coming around here to downtown Saluda. That's the car wreck I was talking about. And then here's downtown Saluda. You see we have the fire station. And so far just 2 other buildings. And a Tiger tank on top of the fire station displayed. And there's what I use the lights and everything with. Yeah. That's the layout, guys. It's going to get redone, hopefully, by next year. And I will confirm, guys, when it's redone, I will make sure to make it a lot more realistic than what it is as of now. So, yeah, stay tuned for that rebuilding of the layout. Guys, I think we're going to take the Centennial off now and load the train and run 1776 on it. So now we're getting into some of the power that I've actually seen. I've seen 1776, 911, and 3194. 3194 and 911 were both leading. 1776, when I seen it, it was trailing. And the first time I seen 911, when it was leading, it actually had the original RS5T on it. And some of you guys may remember that video. I uploaded one of the videos of 1776 because for some reason both of them were taken down for an unknown reason. Nobody told me they had been taken down or anything. So I'm not sure what or why they got taken down. But I re-uploaded one of the videos because the other one, I don't have it anymore. And 3194, that whole video is still up of when it was leading. And then I just recently seen 911 again, trailing on 693 at Spartanburg. That video will be coming very soon. It's mainly going to be pictures and a slideshow, but I did get a little bit of video footage that day. So I will make sure to put that video footage in the video that I'll be making. So gotta remove the foam. My 3194 and 1776 are scale trains. The 911 is Broadway Limited. Now, cool thing about scale trains is the roller bearings actually spin just like on the real trains. And they're also extremely realistic. They have cab interior that's actually painted and stuff. And you can't see it because of the just how tiny it is and how the quality is on the live streams, but they actually have the dash cam inside of the window that you can see. So it's pretty cool. 1776 has sound, 3194 doesn't, sadly. But I will be getting sound installed at some point on 3194. There's no doubt about that. Actually, it's been a little while since we've ran a ballast train on the way out. So, it's going to be the first one for a while. Okay, that's going a little bit too fast. Now we're just going to stop it. Alright guys, by the way, it may derail because of the way the scale trains units are made with the coupler. It may flip off that first car. Let's hope it doesn't, because that's going to be a mess. But all we can do is hope and pray that it doesn't go flying in the air. Well, not flying in the air, just flying off the rails. I'm not sure what happened there with the sound. But I have a feeling that two things are going to happen. Ballast's car is going to derail, or the engine itself is going to derail. Or we may have a broken knuckle. Right? Okay, neither of those actually happened. It's running just fine. Slightly impressive, but hey, I'll take it. Alright, our front truck did come off the rails a little bit, so... Also found this pretty cool thing on the, by some old abandoned tracks. It's the head for an air hose. Alright guys, as soon as the timer hits 80 minutes, I'm going to end the live, so we get to see this thing run for a little bit, which is pretty cool. Alright guys, we got 1 more minute left. Actually I have something pretty cool that I didn't show. Right here. It may look kind of normal. It may look like just a little chip of paint or something, but it turns out it is actually a small chip of paint or something off of GSMR 1702. They actually let you walk around really close to the engines. Like, you can walk up to them and touch them when they're just sitting there. Because I actually got a picture with the engineer standing beside the piston box on it. And when I walked to the other side, I noticed there's like a bunch of chips of paint just laying on the front. So I just kind of reached up there and grabbed me a little souvenir. And I actually still have it till this day. It's can't really see it much. It's a piece of the black paint from that exact locomotive. But by now the clock is at 80 minutes on the live stream, so I'm going to end the live stream here, guys. So I will be doing another live just so that I can get more engines in. Some of the ones I didn't get in this time. But I will see you guys in the next live. Have a great day.